Hello everyone. Welcome to this session, and in this session we are going to talk about the importance and awareness of cybersecurity to each one of us. And we have Commander Sudhir Kumar, who is a veteran in cybersecurity. He has been the naval officer, and he's presently working as a chief security officer with Sharda University. And this is the first of our lecture series on awareness and sensitization of cybersecurity to the world. And this is our moral duty that we must sensitize and acclimatize the youth in today's generation about what is the cybersecurity threat that each one of us we are facing. So, sir, over to you. My first question to you is that cybersecurity is a challenge, and it is not only a challenge in India but in the world. So, what is your take on this, sir?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you very much, Dheeraj, introducing me to the audience. And certainly, this series on cybersecurity, which we have aimed with an objective to create awareness among our students at Sharda University and even for all the stakeholders. The question is very relevant. And nowadays, the cybersecurity is one of the most important topic globally. It's like the climate change, inequality, hunger, poverty, food and water security. The same way the cyber security defense posture for all the countries, businesses, enterprises is very, very important.
Okay.
It is important because today we are in a connecting world. Entire world is connected virtually. Post pandemic, we have seen that it has increased all of a sudden, like multiplied exponentially, especially in India. Like if you see the internet users, the use of mobiles and then internet spread in India is mind-boggling. There are near about 900 million people are connected in India.
Right, sir. Right.
You see that the UPI transactions as NCPI, our National Council of Payment Interface, they have declared that there are near about 2.4 to 2.5 billion transactions which is happening, the digital transactions in India. So it is very relevant that along with this technology, one side, this digital transformation which is taking place globally and we can't live without it, it brings certain challenges, and that is the cyber security is so important, relevant, because in future we can't live without it in any business, education, any sphere of right from the family to the world. It has to be a connected world, or digital transformation is a reality.
Right.
And so is cyber security.
Okay, great, great. So thank you, sir, for your inputs, and we are very new to this topic, and thanks for your enlightenment towards this. My next question to you is, sir, as someone who's not well versed with what is this all about, can you demystify this term called cyber hygiene?
Cyber hygiene, like it's again a very, very important question nowadays, especially for the youth. You will see that the way we take care of ourselves, so that is called personal hygiene,
Okay.
isn't it?
Okay.
And we know the entire gamut of it, that how we maintain certain personal hygiene and how much we care about it.
Right.
Similarly, the hygiene of surroundings and organizations, cleanness and all these, this is called the hygiene of surroundings,
Right.
or as a nation itself, or right from our house and all. The same way nowadays, as I said, it is the age of digital transformation. Digitalization is taking place everywhere, and our youth and all of us, we are using the social media. SMACT is playing a role. SMACT is a social media, mobility, analytics, clouds, and T. T stands for IoT.
Okay.
So this mixture of these technologies, those are playing in our everyday life a very important role. So our youth must know about it, that what they should do, what they should not.
Okay.
In terms of do's and don'ts, when they are using social media, when they are on internet, when they are using any platform on social media or internet, So that is called cyber hygiene. So I'll be talking about it later.
Okay.
That the moment we develop little more questions, then I'll be coming up that what they should do and what they should not.
Okay.
This hygiene is all about that how they should handle this
Okay.
internet use as well as social media use.
Okay. I would also like to tell my audience that this is just the first of our video series on our awareness and sensitization towards the cyber security. So, going ahead, we'll be coming up with more such videos with Commander
Certainly,
Philippe.
certainly.
And we'll keep you informed about how you need to safeguard yourself in terms of your cyber related things that are happening in and around us. So my next question to you is, how much is an impact of cyber crimes, which we also call as cyber frauds, on Indian financial system or in our economy?
Oh, very relevant question. Like I'll talk about just before pandemic, because the data which is available on public platform, that is India financial systems, banking systems and the businesses those were in 2019-20 financial year. It was near about 1,47,000 crores. Can you imagine that the kind of this cyber frauds and cyber crimes which is taking place? And some of the organizations and even big banks and some of the big businesses, and especially those are dealing on the share markets, they are not disclosing. Might be, in their reputation will get affected when they feel that they are not able to take care of the cyber security and to, provide a defense posture of their businesses, processes, and the services which they provide. But it is humongous. This is the losses, as I said, in financial terms. Similarly, now you see that if we are not able to take care of these frauds and crimes, if we are not going to control, then another thing comes, then the challenges of cyber security is in terms of not only crimes and frauds, then the hacking and data protection is a big issue where we are deliberating today. How much privacy is involved. GDPR in Western countries is already out, and then we have to see in India that how we protect our data, because data is the currency in today's world when digital transformation is taking place. So how we protect data, but how we don't enter into the privacy issues, the person who is using data, because it is the people, those are involved in public life or in enterprises or businesses or in government or in private.
Right.
Everyone is generating huge amount of data
Right.
on internet. And IP connectivity is the one which is challenge, because if IP connectivity is not there, cyber crime will not happen, because you are going to be standalone.
Right.
But if you are standalone, then you can't use internet.
Right.
So that is that all your devices are connected with the IP. That's where it is a challenge, and the way it is already affected. I am sure that 2020 and 2021 data will be coming. And as the digital use has increased or internet use has increased, IP devices have increased, and these all transactions every day have increased, I'm sure the loss will be
Huge.
all huge. So we have to take care of it, and certainly we have to save Indian economy, Indian businesses from this cyber crimes and cyber frauds.
Okay. So I remember whenever we read Financial Times or newspaper, every second day we come across some frauds which are happening in the financial space because of the digital fraud which is happening. And I remember a famous web series which was there in Netflix, which was primarily based upon the same thing. So I think this is what is which is happening with each one of us. I think that many of us would have already encountered this kind of a fraud with us in case of a financial transaction. I remember one of my colleague in our office last year during Diwali underwent a similar kind of a fraud, and there was a transaction which was of close to 15,000 which happened with his mobile set. So how do we safeguard all these things? Can you
Yeah, now let's come to it. First of all, that's a very basic fundamental everyone has to understand who is using social media or internet or the internet payment interfaces. UPIs, what happens that the basic thing is the first of all you have to change your passwords.
Okay.
But before changing the passwords, let's see to it that everyone is on Facebook, everyone is on LinkedIn, everyone is using Insta and other social platforms. Here, what happens when you become a member, you are signing some terms and conditions. So already you have revealed all your information on the social media.
Right.
It is available, and nowadays all these social media platforms are connected with each other. And similarly in banking, all your information is available. Not available is that you are not sharing your OTP, one time password.
Right, sir.
You are not sharing your account details. Even the account details, if a banker is sharing with this, you have to protect your OTP.
Right.
Similarly, that any social media which you are using, you have to see very consciously under cyber hygiene that you have to see that how much data you must share on that platform. Because consciously, the moment you share your data, whatever the protection you are using, that data definitely is going in the hands of those are looking to intrude in your personal this those are doing the crimes and fraud. So the basic is that password you have to change quite frequently. You have to have a double authentication or maybe for the triple authentication.
Great.
Secondly, like you might be having in your mobile network that you keep getting messages time to time that please upgrade your software. It must be the genuine, and secondly of the make. Like if you are using the Samsung or you are using the Apple, their patchworks are to be updated. Because what happens, whatever intrusion is there, it is due to the patchwork. The person who is going to hack, who is going to do the cyber crimes and cyber fraud, he has to find out some vulnerabilities. But if you are up in your guards, like you are changing your passwords quite frequently, even in emails, you change them quite frequently and make it a little complicated. Mix use of some alphabets, lowercase, uppercase, and then bringing some sign into it and then number into it, and make it that you also remember it so that you are not then going to the forward passwords and all, because they keep getting that message, how much you are particular about it taking care. So these things you have to. Secondly, like the fraud which you talked about, we will discuss little more into.
Sure.
But what happens, even one of our employee from the IT itself, he came to me and he said, sir, he cleared a payment online, went to their website, and when I cleared, I got a message also that yes, we have received the payment, and I have lost 9,400 rupees.
Okay.
So simple thing, when I just looking into it, so I said it could be possible that they have created a URL. The URL which looks similar to that company, and that's where you are not checking its website and complete URL, and you simply see okay, it is looking genuine only, and you go to it, and then you find this interface, and certainly from customer care someone will talk to you, most welcome to so and so website, and will certainly help you clearing your payment, and then you start. And the moment your payment, he provides you a link, and then you share a OTP, and your money is transferred into some other account. So you have not clear where you intended to do, it is going. Secondly, I will advise all the young, nowadays in India we are in a very wrong habit that we bargain for certain concessions. Similarly we look into it, oh, if some information is coming, lottery, we get excited. Oh, let me see to it. I have got all of a sudden lakhs of rupees or in dollar and pounds. Then what happens? We touch that. We go into it. And secondly, whatever the instructions are, we start following them. And then we deposit that money. Somewhere they ask that you have got a job abroad, your air tickets and this thing, this is going to be your salary, please disclose your account. please book your tickets and this much amount you have to. So there are different things. We must not get lured in this digital world. We have to be very particular, very conscious about the fact what we do on a social media and what we do on our email. I will touch upon an example on email. There are lot many attachment comes,
Right.
and especially in an organization, to the staff and the faculties, I would like to say, you don't have any business to touch upon the mail which is not meant for you.
Okay.
Because what happens, one simple attachment which comes with it, the moment you open it, there could be a malware into it.
Okay.
And that malware will spread where you have the connectivity.
Okay.
And you are having that network of your organization. I will give an example over here. A very important case study I am sharing with you. It happened in 2017 in June. Musk, M-E-A-R-S-K. Musk is a Dutch company. It has got two fleets. One is a Dutch fleet, another one is a Singapore fleet. One employee in one of the office who was dealing with the booking of containers around the world, and Musk is a very important supply chain. It handles near about 27 to 33% our cargo and supply chain of the global supply chain. And then that person opened the same attachment.
Okay.
Though very strict guidelines are given by Musk, and even awareness training was given, but still he opened. The moment he opened, the worldwide 16 ports of Musk, they were hijacked, and the message came on their screen that your data has been taken by us, we have decrypted it, please pay this much ransom. But hats off to Musk, I must say, they took it a challenge. They said whatever the losses are going to be, but we will not bend upon in front of the hijackers. From 28 June 2017, they could restore their business and all these only by 16th of July. By that much time, their business was affected and the loss was colossal. It was $300 million. Only one port in India, which was in Mumbai, that port was not affected by this, because Indian we have got a habit that whatever way we are doing online, but we'll have a physical copy also. So they were having a physical copy. So all these containers were not going to a different locations, and their supply chain through trucks inside India could not stop, because they could maintain a telephone line and having a physical record. Otherwise, even Rotterdam and all these globally, all the ports had come to standstill. The medicine, emergency medicine, which was supposed to go to London, has landed somewhere else. And then London, all hospitals were crying. Musk was supply, and for 7 to 8 days, even the emergency supplies were not there. So that is very, very important. We have to be conscious that what email we are opening. Little more cases I will take.
Okay.
Now let's.
So that means, like earlier days, we used to have hijackers which used to hijack planes, and we used to have pirates which used to hijack ships. Now in a virtual world, we have malwares which are hijacking our accounts, our details, and then they are asking for ransom. This is what you are trying to tell us.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. Here itself, like I'll come up with another case study. You have asked a very relevant, and you have hit exactly the ransomware. This is the latest term in cyber frauds and cyber crimes, and it is creating havoc globally, in India as well as in all the advanced countries. And let me say one thing, if Google website could be put off for 7 days by hackers, a Microsoft operations could be brought to halt, if Facebook could be challenged by hackers, it means the company, those are having businesses in $1 trillion and their market capitalization, they have got huge resources to spend against cyber security and for cyber security defense. But still they are not able to hold down onto the hackers. And these hackers, what they do, when they are getting access into your data, they are having the theft of your data, or they are do the decryption because they are entering into your system, it could be a huge challenge. Let's start with one example, latest example of India. We know Haldiram. Haldiram is one, the sweet shop and namkeens and all, very famous in India it has become. And they have become famous because their quality is very good. In a very short span of time, they have increased their turnover because they have opened many branches pan India, and they could take over the business of McDonald's, KFC and all. They were left behind. And when they turnover to them, all these hackers, they had this thing, and their head offices in Noida, and hackers were knowing that they have not paid adequate attention to cyber security, and they had intrusion into their network, and the entire network was simply connected through the computers and IP connectivity in all their offices and having simply internet. They were not having adequate network security. They were not having the VPN security. They were not having an awareness capsule for their employees and all. So it was a very easy vulnerability for the hackers. And the moment they hacked it, they said, ki, okay, your entire data. So this entire supply chain, how many boxes are going here, how many that shop, and how much is the inventory over there, everything was taken over. And they were compelled to pay in some $1 million. I do not know exact figure, but this is there. Okay. Now the second example, which is very, very risky, I will connect, like the Musk case which we have discussed, that was the NotPetyaWare that time. The malware name was NotPetyaWare. It was ransom generated out of it. But the ransom attack, now I am coming, there was a gas supply in US which was having line near about 12,000 to 14,000 kilometer long, running into 5-6 states. The physical infrastructure was hacked. Their entire control system and everything the hackers took over, and they said, will not allow you any access, that how much inventory you are having, the flow of the gas was stopped. And it was such a havoc that the cars are standing, long queues are there, the gas supply is not coming to the houses to warm up against cold. And this was a huge cry in 6 to 7 states in US. And US, the Federal Bureau of Investigation was not having any inkling about it. So it was the first such a big, onslaught of ransomware, and they asked for ransomware, and they said, ki, we need only in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, which cannot be transferred that from where it has been transferred to. And that company has to pay. And Federal Bureau of Investigation could not do anything. And nowadays, I would like to share one more very interesting. Nowadays, this ransomware in darknet could not be avoided, the hackers could not be, because they are 20 steps ahead to what defense posture we are planning to have. So there what happens, all these hackers are found a negotiator. Okay. So there is a term which has already come, that some negotiator to decide the ransomware amount has come. And what he does, he simply tells that I am so and so, I will talk, he has got that expertise. He can talk to these hackers, he knows how to contact them in darknet, and then he talks who is affected. Okay. And then he derives, and then he asks a bargain ki at least for 1 year or 1.5 year or 2 year, whatever the ransom amount is, at least that enterprise or business will not be touched on the service. So that's the the ransomware, very relevant question you asked.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for opening up our eyes. My next question is, sir, what is your recommendation for the Government of India for cyber defense?
I wrote a white paper 3 years back. It became Cyber Security defense posture for India.
Okay.
And one of my book which was released in 2018, that India 20 trillion economy by 2035 and 40, in that chapter came, and it was received by the Minister of IT, Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, in one of the SOCHM conference, and there Gulshan Rai ji, that time cyber security coordinator, was also present over there. And in that I suggested that we have to have a very dedicated work. One side we have to bring the cyber security policy of India, we have to work on data protection bill, but on the other side we have to have a state of art R&D
Okay.
going on into it.
Okay.
And side by side we have to have the training not only by NASSCOM but the private companies those are having, so that the professional, today we need huge number of professionals in cyber security. NASSCOM did an excellent training, but they imparted only the basic skills. Now Microsoft has signed and going to train certain people in India. So that is the way forward. Like Government of India, not only depending upon the company, but coming to the private universities, catching the Computer Science Institute, setting up the excellence center in cyber security, even why not at Sharda University. Now we have got very good infrastructure, and there we have already set up and started work in AI and cyber security towards it. But the government should not think that we are the private university.
Right, sir.
If we have the expertise, they have given some 100 crores, 500 crores, 400 crores to IIT Kanpur. I consider IIT Kanpur as our premier institute. They have given some amount to IIT Kharagpur. But now time has come where the government has to start funding the private universities, because we have got the similar kind of talent,
Right, sir.
and we need the huge manpower to be ethical hackers. Those are going to find out the hackers, those are doing these crimes and attacks, and then they have to take care as professionals to protect our data security officers, and then entire network security personnel, the IP security personnel at different levels.
Okay.
So my whole idea is that let's have this good mixture of private and public partnership today,
Okay.
and give adequate funding to the private institutions, create more center of excellence, and then see the progress.
Great, sir. Thank you. My last question for today's session is, what do you propose to the global leaders for cyber defense?
Very, very interesting, and it is very futuristic. I'm sure that you are studying a lot in cyber security, and you are handling such an important function for Sharda University, Dheeraj, that now you have understood the entire, the gamut of cyber security and in a skill what to do and all. But this question is, you have asked, because this question is very important in cyber security. Entire world, you are connected to everywhere.
Right, sir.
End to end is the connectivity.
Right.
Your businesses are nowadays it's not only in a village. You have got an internet platform through Amazon, through other Flipkart, and there are so many other companies where you are having your business, that you are making something in your village and you are supplying to some remote village in USA.
Right, sir.
So with this kind of an connectivity, what happens? The challenge is a connected world. The dark net is a connected world. And when we are connected and at a global level, we are facing the challenges like, the climate, terrorism. The entire globe is now connected. We can't put in isolation. India has to have a separate, USA must have. And most important in this, that we have to come up with international framework, rules and regulations, helping each other, sharing information against these hackers, those are doing this cyber crimes and frauds. We have to have that at UN or some sort of an organization. There are so many bilateral issues are being discussed between countries, they are helping each other. We are having this with many countries, European countries, US, as well as with Russia and Japan. But still we have to have a formal system into it. That how we deal with. Otherwise, cyber crimes, now the AI is coming, artificial intelligence is coming, the machine learning and other things, and the spread of digitalization is going to increase. Massive amount of data is going to be used by every person on this earth. The mobile use is going to increase many folds, and today it is only half the population of globe which is using this. But tomorrow, when the space application satellite based broadband connectivity is there, every nook and corner of the world is going to be connected. So there has to be posture for the entire planet, for the entire universe, not for this. And we have to have, because nowadays the issue is becoming, something happens in US, there is an agency involved which does the hacking and asking for ransomware, that they belong to USSR, and they say it is state sponsored because they are giving protection to it. So there are so many issues which is coming up, and this can be solved if we are having the global sort of in cooperation towards it. Very interesting example. Now, just recently, the Google has taken an initiative and put near about 1 million electronic devices. Those were used on IP connectivity globally. They have put all these devices off. They are put off from their system so that they are not able to use all these electronic devices for the hacking.
Okay.
And they are finding that the agencies and two hackers are involved from Russia.
Okay.
And they have gone even to the New York federal court, and they have done a court case against them.
Okay. Okay.
Botnet is another issue which is coming up globally. That you are sitting in some country, you are doing some network, that network is connected to the another network, and you are minting cryptocurrency in India, some remote corner, hijacking your this thing. So that botnet also, time being, Google has put them off, and all these users and hackers, those who were minting this Bitcoin, they will be put off. But certainly they are not that fool. They might be having the backup, and they will again use their backup through their command and control center, and again start minting cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and then again they will commit some crime and going to ask a huge amount for ransomware.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for the insight. I think that our audience will get benefited from the experience, from the data that you have shared. You have a lot of experience and exposure, and thanks for enlightening us. I think we must have more interactions and more such sessions for the benefit of the students and the staff and the professionals who are taking a plunge into a corporate or into a professional world. This is a need of an hour. Thank you so much. Thanks again, sir.
Certainly. Thank you very much. Dheeraj, you also took an initiative, and like from the skill department also, it's a great initiative. This kind of an joint things put, and certainly this is one field, as you said, that you have now taken this initiative. Certainly it needs more interaction and more such kind of things, which we'll definitely convey to our students and all the stakeholders of Sharda University. Thank you very much for starting this series.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.